Keshe Foundation Ghana, in association with Ghana Atomic Commission and Ghana Spaceship Institute, would like to invite you to attend the New Dawn, Africa's Meteoric Rise in Spaceship Technology Conference, October 17th through 19th, 2016, in Ghana. Keshe Foundation Ghana's mandate is to build awareness and promote research into plasma technology. The Foundation is presently working with governmental institutions and other interest groups in Ghana to fulfill this goal. At the conference, you will be afforded the opportunity to learn about and experience plasma technology firsthand. The cost of admission to the conference includes 3-night stay in one of Ghana's prestigious hotels. Hotel packages include a single, double, or twin room option, and an option for an apartment or suite. Breakfast, tea, and coffee breaks and a buffet lunch on the days of the conference are also included. Keshe Foundation Ghana is focused on utilizing plasma technology to solve numerous problems facing the African nation. Come to the New Dawn, Africa's Meteoric Rise in Spaceship Technology Conference in Ghana. Learn about plasma technology and learn how you can participate in spreading the word about it. Together, we can bring freedom to Africa and humanity. And we hope to see you there. The Keshe Foundation is extending an invitation to medical doctors of any practice and specialty to apply to the Foundation's private weekly medical teaching workshop. This includes medical doctors, dentists, veterinarians, as well as registered alternative healthcare practitioners. Scientists of the Keshe Foundation developed different types of plasma therapies and cures that utilize advanced non-invasive plasma technology. The weekly private medical teaching workshop educates doctors to the plasma science behind the therapies, along with the functionality and operation of revolutionary plasma medical devices. The goal of the private teachings is to add plasma health knowledge to the profound knowledge of medical doctors. The weekly class is broadcast live over the internet through a secure private channel every Wednesday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central European Time. Presently, the class is only offered in English. However, you are free to bring a translator to the class. If you can't participate in the live broadcast, you can watch them later at your convenience through a private internet portal. Every patient's case that is discussed in the workshop will be kept anonymous and private. This includes cataloged findings and data gained from the analysis of the patient's health issues. Any medical doctor in the world who wants to participate can do so by sending an email to doctors@spaceshipinstitute.org. In your email, please state your willingness to participate in the medical teaching workshop. If you're planning on bringing a translator to the workshop, please state this in your email as well. After we receive your email, we will contact you with the instructions on how to apply to the workshop. As a part of the application process, applicants who apply, including any translators brought into the workshop, will be required to sign the Keshe Foundation's World Peace Treaty, which can be found at the following web address. All applicants will be required to provide proof of their education and ability to practice medicine, and will also be required to pass an extensive security background check before they are granted access to the teaching workshop. Healthful plasma technology is here, now, the use of which is increasing exponentially on a day-to-day basis on every continent. We encourage you to come and learn about this revolutionary technology. Apply today.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the 140th Knowledge Seekers Workshop of the Kesh Foundation Spaceship Institute. Once again, we're gathered here. It's October 6, 2016, and we'll be listening to Mr. Kesh of the Kesh Foundation to deliver today's information from the world of plasma. Mr. Kesh, are you available there now?
Morning, good day to you, as usual, wherever and whenever you listen to these teachings. Following what is there about the weekly medical teaching, we have a couple of announcements to make that it might bring some light into the way the technology development is going.
Mr. Kesh, we need to get a little more volume on the microphone, I think. That's
how fast? Do you want me to hand carry it?
We don't have to eat it.
Or you want it just to be hanging down my nose? It'll be easier. Is it any better?
It seems low somehow, like it's not connected or something. It's different than it has been. Try it again.
Is it better? Any better? Is it better this way?
Oh, that's way better.
Is it better now?
Yes.
Okay. As I said, following what you've just shown regarding teaching of the doctors and medical application of the technology, the Kesh Foundation has been granted by government for a full clinical trial for injection of the plasma for cancer cases. We have received the full authorization and permission to produce and run clinical trials. We have already come to an agreement with one of the major universities that they will monitor the production and they will do the first stage clinical trials as of next week or so. The application was submitted this morning to university and it was pre-accepted. It's just a formality. And all the materials, both for human and animal tests, has been authorized to be produced and got to be tested. In the coming weeks, the authorities and the university structure, they think in the way they've seen the work of the technology and its application, they need not more than 2 to 3 weeks for results from the mouse and the human trials they are testing in the university, because they already have some background data on it. So now we have come into international medical application and full license for the clinical trials. The application, this kind of application usually takes a long time, but it has been granted by the government due to the tests which we done previously and they had full data. So in the next few weeks, as we go further, what we call the injections will be in public domain, the results, and we go to the next step, which is the availability of the material worldwide. This should not take long because the nature of the product takes a lot of restrictions with the present medicine. It's a natural product and is part of our structure. We have seen the work of it, so we don't expect any delay. Some people tell us they need FDA approval and they need European health authorities. Total population between US and European community is just about 700 million. There is 7.1 billion and they suffer from cancer and there is no regulation on those. And the governments who accept to these clinical trials have the capability to internationally apply it. So we are working, if the FDA or the European health authorities have any further requests, the data will be supplied when it's internationally used. This is a huge step for us in a way that we are entering international arena in a very powerful way, in a way that The governments now are becoming to realize the technology has its own merits and is working on its own basis. You have to realize we have already done numerous trials, numerous tests in clinicals. We have done toxicity tests which shows total negativity. We have done what they call any residual within the body which could be affected by the injection, and it all is negative. So we see, and they see no reason for rapid release of the technology internationally. On the other hand, the application of the technology will take a new dimension. As I said, we enter space plasma technology and not what we call the matter state. There is a point I have to address. This is very crucial. I would like you to listen very carefully. In the past months, we have seen a large number of entry on what I call the Keshe Foundation, on me personally, facts about the Keshe Foundation put in by Mr. Dirk Lorentzens. I've been told, I've received numerous communications, why don't you stop this? Why do you let so much to go out? You have to understand, I was the instigator of this. I explained to you the way it has worked. Dirk, from the beginning of our time, when we start collaboration in writing the books and the patterns, always said, Mehran, I'm here to protect you at any cost. I am your guardian angel. I'm here to make sure nothing happens to you, and everything we do has a result, a good result. It'll come to fruition. We did the patterns together, writing it, very first time, then the collaboration to do the books. In that process, you get to know who you're working with. Dirk is dedicated to work. Dirk is respectfully works the way it is, but he has his own clinches. You got to know how to trigger him, that he comes to his best. And in the friendship, in the workshop, in developing a communal understanding that this technology has to belong to world population, you understand how he is. You understand what it triggers him. And I just need to trigger, and he completely does everything. He has done the most beautiful job in protecting the foundation in past year and a half. Because I realized his potential in that way, and he has fully supported this development. The reason I don't go and shut down and put all sorts of claims, but I know how to trigger him to bring more in or write whatever he likes, is because he is doing what he promised. He's protecting the foundation. It was very hard for me to gather all the people, the opposition and the enemies of the foundation in one place to know who they are, how they are operating. Dirk did that for us, as he promised. He protected us. He went out making all sorts of websites, and with that brought all the Keshe Foundation enemies together, and those who were doubtful, they just needed an excuse to walk away. He has done that to the perfection. In the email I received from him about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, he, in his way trying to answer to a lawyer, he opened my eyes in how he's working and how he is looking at an inside. And it was very interesting. He has spent a long time with us. I saw how this works with him when he went to China. I knew if I triggered, in our last meeting here in China, in Italy, I triggered it without him knowing, because I know the character. He's respectful. He writes things, and when he writes, he gets so committed that he writes anything, and he does anything at any way, bringing anything in, false lies, reality, whatever together to get a structure. This is his pattern. This is the way he was born, and he was brought up in Africa. And when it came to Europe. He is a guy who does not see other things except when he targets on it. And my target was, if I can get him to concentrate on bringing the enemies together, it gives the foundation the free time to be able to flourish, to do what he's done in the past year and a half. The way I saw how it works is when he took a trip to China. And he brought in that trip the reality of who we were dealing in China with. Without him knowing, he opened a Pandora box, which I was only one who had an insight to. And the rest of it was for me to trigger. Leave him alone to do the job he does best. He's brought literally all the enemies of the foundation, all the doubters in one point. We used it to track these people down, to know who they are, and he knew what he's doing. There is one thing he did which to a lot of people around the foundation looked wrong. But in fact, this was what we agreed together years ago. The agreement was that my books, my technology has to be free to everyone. I wanted to release the books later on, but he went and released it on the internet. This was our wish. The way we released the patents free, the knowledge of the books had to be free. But now, what is done, in fact, has increased the sale of the books. People read it on the internet, now they want to have a hard copy. This is how we've seen it developed. Many times, I said in my teaching, I bless his soul, because he knew what he's doing, he knows what he's doing, and the way he delivers it, it gives such a sincerity that everybody attaches themselves to it, and he gets so deeply involved that he gets too much in and the others come in, and he opened up. Who are the terrorists around us? Who are the misconductors? Who are the people who came for benefit, as he wrote in his beautiful email to me a couple of weeks ago when he was answering to a lawyer, is the greed of the money. People see a lot of money, they come around. This was a letter which was written in response to the damages which falsely we were accused of by Sir. And this opened my eyes into how this guy was working for us, around us, for some time. And we put out that he's stolen 263,000, whatever, 5,000 from the Knights of Malta and a lot of other criminal activities, and lies that he's got a very successful business where he's actually had, over 5 years, 750 hits on his website. It's a failure, glorified, a lot of lies. And now we are sitting and we are working with the Knights of Malta for everything which is done on all the accusation, filling in false application, which is a criminal offense, and the rest of it. But it was Dirk who brought it to me in his writing. I thank you, Dirk, for what you've done. Carry on with what you're doing. This is not a way to stop you. This is a way to encourage you to do more if you want to do, because while I was teaching, it was like before. While I was writing, you are putting the books together. This is the way we work. This is the way you've seen over the past year and a half. I poke him. It's very easy for me to poke him because I know how to poke this guy. We have written many things together. We've done many works together. So I know him by his second nature. When he came out of the hospital with a stroke, and when he was in the hospital with a stroke, I went and picked him up from the sickbed in the hospital, stole him from the hospital for 2 hours, and I took him to General Motor factory that we could see together, that whatever we were going to do was the same. We could understand. So you've seen me poking because I knew this is the only way we can get the rot up. So now we know most of the people who are working, they came and they saw and they created problem through the websites which he set up. He was one of the greatest help for the arrest of Alem. Now he's in prison for life. He's been one of the best links for us and international securities for a lot of activities which are going illegally around, and they just zoomed on him. So he was the honeypot for a lot of people, but in fact, it's very much as one of the security officers told me, you know, FBI sets shops, pawn shops buying stolen goods, and then he knows who are the thieves are, and then they know where to go and how they arrest people. This is what Dirk has done, and this was his promise. I protect you and the foundation, and he's done. He allowed us in this time to have the freedom while those who were working behind trying to support him, we saw how they were working, collaborating with the police of Belgium. We watched them monitor their communication. Those who came from France, those who came from Northern Holland, those who came, we watched the whole operation. Because if we would have told him what we are doing, he wouldn't have done what he's done. And in so many ways, he's kept to his ethos, protecting the foundation by bringing out all the, what I call the rubbish, and them being busy finding the place to put the rubbish in, they didn't know it was part of the work. Being in my position as a head of the foundation with millions of supporters and now our full-time, part-time staff, when I look at it, and the people who sit in the support background, sits around 300-400. We have a core team of about 36, 37, but the rest is a huge number of operations across the world. You need to know who does what and what they are good at and leave it to them to do it. That's what I said all the time in my business life. If I could do it, I would do it. Now you understand why I don't oppose for shutting down, for going and trying to shut whatever he put up. A lot of lies has been said. This is the way he can bring people in and touches some people. But in that process, us monitoring, it brought the people, the doubters, the criminals, the people who could use the sites was set up by him to do it. I know how, as I said, to trigger him. I respect you, Dirk. You've done a lot for the foundation. And I hope in the future, in one way or another, needs to be done, we do more. Book number 4 is written, but is not finished. There are 18 books in different languages needs to be completed to go public. Chinese have the same right as English, and I don't know anybody better than Dirk to put the book together. He knows all the terms. So, Dirk Lorentzens, thank you for what you've done. This is not to stop you writing all the rubbish you write. Some of them is sweet, but you write it with such enthusiasm that it fools anybody to be the truth. I read your email, I heard your voice, and it's the same as how I knew for past 10 years. We come to another point. We come to the point of extending the knowledge in the field of plasma. In so many ways, in so many acts, we have to realize how we extend the knowledge. I have got to the point that I cannot keep the different parts of the knowledge of the plasma technology away from each other. All the roads are leading to Rome. All the knowledge of the plasma technology is coming in. And they all come to understand it's very much like the center of the universe. The center of the universe radiates fields out, it creates galaxies, it creates stars, it creates planets, it creates being. And if you look inside the being, it's the reflection of the center of the universe. The process of the interaction of the plasma. The process of extension of the knowledge of the plasma technology. Let us look in a very deep way, because we have achieved energy production. You will see it in the coming days. We have, and we are going into the process of creation of physical space boundary, what we call the spaceship. In the coming days, you will see these as well. As you know, I don't keep my secret, but I keep everything together. The longest secret I've kept was the story with Dirk, because it had to be done, and it was done. The whole process, the whole structure, the whole setting up of a plasma is the same in every essence, in one scale to another. You make as what I call a galaxy, you will see it. I make parallels, and then I go down with teaching, because this is what you will understand the process is. If you look at the galaxy as a center, I draw half of it because it's easier to do. The radiation from it as a gravitational magnetic field radiation, not as a radiation as we call it, like X-ray and gamma ray, leads to a creation of tangibility of the universe. Change the center of this to the name of the sun, it leads to creation of the plasma of the solar system. Change the name of the center of the universe to the plasma of an electron or a proton. At a point of the boundary of the interaction of the balance field, you see the tangibility. So if you understand this, this applies in reverse too, or in where you stand in the center of the universe. Look at the structure of the head of a man. This is your head. This is your brain. And in the center of the brain, you have your soul. There is no difference. For man up to now, the biggest problem was how to and where is his soul? Somewhere exists. There is no difference in the realm of the creation. Body of the man, structure of the universe. You need a center which radiates fields out, and in that radiation, it creates at the point of the boundary the manifestation of the physicality and the body. Now, extend the knowledge in a deeper way. Extend the knowledge in a very, very deep way, and you understand a very simple case. You create the same center and allow it fields and give it a strength. You have your spaceship. You want to circle it, you have a spaceship there. But through tests and trials, it has been shown the half circle, what we call, you call it the UFO shape, is the most stable for change of the polarity of the reactor. You see the sun changes its polarity every 11.5 years, and it goes back every 23 years. We see Earth, due to its multiplicity of the materials, does the same thing every few million years. The only way you can stop the rotation, one of the only ways, is to move it to a position that the change does not come into operation. This we understood early on, one of the first reactors we built, that by half circling, you achieve, it's okay, I'll bring it in. You can achieve the stability of the structure and the plasma in rotation. This is one of the very, very first reactors built in 2005, 2006. If you look at the new reactors we build, this is what we understand. If you work with a single core, this is what you have to have. If you work with a multiple core, you can go in a way putting brakes on rotation, which is the star formation. Secondly, when you go half you have less magnetic field resistance push. So that's why we go for this structure. Controlling a single reactor is very difficult unless you are mastering it. If you look at it, you have to understand the way the structure of the brain is. When you have field moving and you cannot split correct it, you can build things with it if you want to split it. But if you keep it split, you can control the whole side of it. Our brain, the structure of the brain, gives us a lot of intelligence in respect to how to build reactors. Now we are at the stage, in the coming days, you will see that we have managed, and we're going further, not only in creating half circle, but understanding how the field, magnetic field of the solar system or a planet or an atom creates its tangibility through only fields. Nobody puts a brickwork around the structure of a proton. That's the limit. It's the fields which dictate this. And this is what now we are achieving. In a very short time, in the coming days, you will see the structure of a field tangibility. Those of you and the people, there are 4 groups around the foundation which I'm working with very closely. Different one of them are achieving and feeling the field forces. They can see the interaction of the field forces. And what we see, you can walk in through the field and you can get the change or condition of the change in the field transfer. And you can literally see it. The group which has done this, they have put a fan. The minute they enter the barrier point or the field plasma interaction, the fan slows. And in cases, the fan goes more or less to a full stop, which means the interaction of their field releases the energy. And when they enter completely, the fan goes back again, the shield builds up. So we, in the very near future, will show you what you've been looking for. And I said by end of this year, 2016, we will show the UFO. Are you ready for it? If you want to see it and its work, I can ask for you to be called on. You see the initial video, because we work very openly. But this stage is already past. John, are you in the background? Or Armand?
Armin is...
Yes.
Pardon?
I am in the background.
You're in the background. Armand, John, can you show us the 5 combination set was tested 2 weeks ago in Arizona, please?
Let me find the video.
Not the 6 one, the 5 one.
Okay.
Okay, thanks very much. So what you will see in this video is the beginning of the establishment of what we call field barrier. Why did you change this? When it's ready, we change it. I'm still writing. Giuseppe is too fast. So what you will see is very important before Armand shows the video. You see John walking into an environment. The interaction of his body with the first field, which the fields in one way connected to a fan, will show the reduction in the speed of rotation of the fan, which means the body interacts. If anyone from anywhere enters this, we'll get the same result. So if you have, when you see the setup, mark the positions, this gives you, for the first time, the boundary of the spaceship. Soft fields. You see it, you feel it. But the next point is, you see John enters this gap in a different way. And he goes and he sits in the middle of the middle structure. And you see him sitting down. You see the change of posture, how the field gives the sense of comfort, the strength, and peace. Are you okay? Doesn't look so very effective. So in that process, you see the first soft field interaction of human body with invisible part, or the beginning of the structure of what you call the UFO. It's not that you're going to make it in one go. Us and you have to experience it. There are very few organizations who have access to what John has. He's the head of the Keshe Foundation, Arizona Manufacturing, and he has numerous numbers of platforms with different materials which are in the factory. And they are not just manufacturing, they have become part of the research of the Keshe Foundation organization too. So they are developing their ideas, they are developing their ways. What John said, we were speaking to him last night, he said, I took the idea this morning, about 3, 4 o'clock this morning, he says, I took the idea of making this set out of this design. All he's done in this design, this was made by Marco over a year and a half ago. He has replaced the balls of cans with maglev units. You will see it. And he's repeated the same. So what we thought has inspired him to test it with what he has, and now you see the results. We are in the process, but you see this system, it has to have a control. It has above and below it the star formation. Now that we can control and hold the minimum maximum field, we can place the star formation. Your system is pliable. So what you see, this is the whole structure. Arman, have you found it? Or are you still looking? Can you hear me? I think we're talking to ourselves.
No, we can hear you.
Here. Because you have to see this.
I am here, Mr. Keshe. I am looking for it. I think he didn't send it.
It is on my mobile phone. If you want, I'll send you the link through my mobile phone. If I can find it, after God knows how many texts. I'll try to find it because it's important for you to see. And then they have the first combination is 5 and 10. Then I asked, why not 6 and 12, which is correct. In the 6 and 12, which is the video available, you see the shutting down of the field is much stronger. You see the fan reduction in the speed. So in confining it, you find the stronger field interaction, which is the solidity of the body. This is important in so many ways that you have to understand step by step of the development. And what it does, I cannot find it, Arman. You have to find it. It's on the private YouTube channel. Download it. Don't show the private YouTube channel, please, Arman. Take it out, download it, and then let us have a look at it.
That's the problem, that I cannot find it because it's a private. So he has.
Yeah, but I have access to it. You have access to it.
I don't.
You don't. Okay, let me see. I have to find. Excuse me, we have to find this.
I sent him a message already, so might be he will pick it up and call up.
Okay, let me see if I can find it then, because it has to be shown that people understand the structure. What has happened is that the system has certain capabilities. Caroline, can you go through this? It's an email, it's a text. Armand says just to have a look at this. This comes from Arizona factory, somewhere further up than where it is now. So what has happened is that the structure goes through. Armand, do you have the 6 and 12 combination video?
That's what I'm looking for, Mr. Cash. He sent me the video, but it was the half of the video. You remember, we started the fan, it's not started. I have that one. But
if you go into if you go back into the chats, the messages you have sent me, that 5 is in that message, the link for it.
Yeah, let me look for it.
Look at the line of communication we communicate. There is a link in there from you to me about the 5. I don't have the 6. 6 is on the international channels. So what you see for the first time, can I have a look at it? Armand?
I have the photo. If
Caroline has found the video. Just wait, darling. No.
I can share the screen.
No, not this one. This is, you have to go further back. No. It's to do, that's from the, that's this from, then go to on. Sorry about this, because it's important for you to see the effects. In so many ways, in going back on the structure of the control of holding the confinement. Why this is important, this design is important. The way when Marco made this, I said people will come to realize this is the fundamental structure of any spacecraft. Because the inner circle holds a constant gravity according to human body. The outer circle holds the physical dimension. It will not change. And then your above and below reactors create the positioning in respect to other structures plus your system. So the next step for the people who are developing this is to add the star formation in a specific formation, and the system will fly. It has the capability to lift even in this position, because you have to understand it still works as one thing. Even though it's flat, it's a copy of literally this. If you look at it, it's a copy of one of these plates. There is no difference. Gravitational sitting in the middle and magnetical sitting outside. Pardon? The microphone needs adjusting. Is it better now?
Yes.
Yeah, it disappeared under the tie.
Mr. Kessler, I have a photo. If you want, I can share it with you.
No, we want to see the emotion, the feeling, the core where it stops. When the fan stops, because they have to see it, you and you feel it. The reason we are showing this is we want you to start developing with us, the way it's always we work. We want you to join in the next step. Those of you who have a number of MacRabs, those of you who want to build a number of MacRabs, this will not work so effectively with a single tray. It doesn't work with single tray. It has to be a stacker unit. In a way, with a stacker unit, you have a dynamism here, the same as the ball. If you look in this structure, now you have achieved what we call a center point, and then you have the gravitational, and then you have your magnetical. There is no difference. But this is the dynamic plasma. This is the only way where you guarantee the life. Wow. Good morning. I didn't see these. That was a surprise. I've just seen something I'm going to show you later on. It just walked in. No, it's never been shown. It's in the private archives of the, what do you call it? The system. We have it somewhere. If we can't get it today, we'll show it to you next week. Then the process is as you see. You repeated the same thing. You repeat the same structure. You repeat the followers of the same system. Now we have given it dimension. By putting the MacRab system flat, we have dictated the bottom. This is already dictated. There is not much you can do with it. If you put this plane, you have 5 reactors here and 10 reactors there. And this has created the first, what I call, detectable field of the structure. Now what you need to do is to strengthen the field within the stackers, and the field will not even let you go through it. It will be as solid as this wall. You go in it, but you can't get in it. But the beauty of it is, when you go in it, now you're in a different shell. You enter Earth irrespective of the solar system. Now your condition is what is on Earth. You go to Saturn, your condition on what is in Saturn. Because now with that box, you are locked. Good morning. How are you? Giovanni just come in. So what you see is very simple. You see the beginning of the structure. You see the beginning of what we set up to do. At the moment, a platform has been made for this, ready for lift. It's the first time Keshe Foundation has made a platform in its structure. This is where it gives you the basis. If you remember, when we made the nanomaterial, we went to the matter state. When we went to what you call gas level, we used the nano state for the support of the gas. We are not doing any different here. We are using the nano state and what I call the matter state of the platform as a platform that we can use to stand on. In the future, when we graduate more, we understand how to place these reactors, that the platform will be made out of field forces, the same as what becomes the tangibility of the fields around the reactors. you can work on it. You can do whatever you like on it. If you organize it in a certain way, you create portholes where you can go in and out in different sections. Nobody will carry double glazing or aluminum frames into a space as a door in between different cabins. So we are coming more and more closer into what we have said. And part of this development and teaching now transfers into the motions. All of those who apply to motions in the coming days will give you where you should be sometime in the next 2 weeks. And when you attend, these are the platforms you start working from. The space technology is taking a new shape. With it, you have everything you need if you understand how to interact with it, how your emotion will interact with the fields of it. You will find very rapidly you become part of it. You receive what you need, and as we see people who go in it, they feel it, they touch it, it touches their soul because it's at the strength of their soul too, and they change in so many ways. When we can get John, if he's awake, he's usually around, and he can show us this video, then you will see very strange effects in the emotion of the man. The minute he walks in, his posture changes. You see him to go in the center and kneels down. The second time, when he deals with the stronger fields, sitting is not there. He stands. And he feels. They tell you, the others, that they feel the same. The process now is not a race for who's going to develop it, is we are all in it, we are all developing together, and we all understand what we are doing. Those of you who sit from different governments in the background, you see we put the structure so slowly together that everybody understands, and does not matter if you're Chinese, if you're American the Space Agency, if you're Russian the Space Organization, it costs you less than a few $1,000s to make a spaceship. It's available to every nation, so it does not become abused. The simplicity of it is understanding the totality of the structure of the work of the universe. And now we start understanding. Waters ran in the rivers for millions of years, till one man started understanding the power of the water, and we had all the mills, and everything came with the Industrial Revolution of the water. Now, this is the water of the fields of the universe, and now we're just tapping into it. It flows like a water. It has winds when it falls too far. It has potential difference when it falls from a higher level to a lower level. In magnetic gravitational field strength, it creates the same release of energy as we get in the dams. It has the same power as the nuclear essence. It has everything which, according to the time of our understanding and intelligence, we tapped into, and it's given us the energy. Now we tap into the knowledge of the universe, and this is where the difference is. We will collaborate with a space agency in a very soon, in a shorter than time you can imagine, to show the first flight system. In that level, we will work with government level. We move the collaboration of the Keshe Foundation in conjunction with the government. All the facilities are available and is open internationally for other governments to come into, to participate to the next development. Keshe Foundation is an international organization, so as one family, We are one nation, we are one council, and as we say, we are one race. So when we do, you will see the strangest thing is the development, the testing will be done live on Zoom, the way we teach now, the way we did. When we found the problems in Fukushima, our friend Yukaka went and did the test inside Fukushima. She tested the nuclear materials inside the city of Fukushima and around it to show how the technology works. We did the test in 129 Tesla. We were live on the internet all the time. If you would have seen the comments, we could have taken a photo of it. They said, oh, look, it's gone 125. As one part of the world went to sleep, the others kept an eye. Now, when we start testing the first structure of spaceship, it'll be live presentation. Mistakes, developments, failures, success, how you can comment as the scientists around the world what is to be done, what you think is to be done, will be taken into account. We will build this structure not only in Arizona, but in 2 or 3 other locations in governmental laboratories, because we got to the point we have no choice. Otherwise, one trying to find a secret, we lose a lot of our people in the process. As you know, it's very easy nowadays, they just kill you. This way, nobody can be killed. There are blueprints of everything that guarantees the safety of our people in Arizona. It guarantees the safety of our people in Italy. It guarantees the safety of the Keshe Foundation members across the world. So when we start these tests in the national laboratories, national structure, you'll be with us, because we have got so close that we do not take anything out of what we've done up to now. We develop slowly, we share knowledge equally. Now we have together to build this spaceship together. The platform is international, and platform belongs to one nation only, and that's to the nation of this planet. We develop it, we request you, you are an electrical engineer, you are a nuclear physicist, you are a plasma physicist, you are geologist, you are cosmologist. Come in and join us in coming time and advise us. We listen and we will develop together. This is unprecedented, but this is the only way. When we share the knowledge, the benefit will share instantaneously amongst the others. I have to stop. I got to say something to Giovanni for a second. Sorry about this. There's something. Giovanni walked in late. I had to give him a piece of information because it's important for later on today. So we done the test of the Tesla in dynamic. Now we bring what we did as a test of Tesla with the maglev system. You want to hear? I have a sound engineer here. I have a makeup artist here. They tell me I'm moving too much. My hair is out. My microphone is too near to my nose. We listen to everything. So what you understand here is we have to. Arman John. Show the picture. We can show the video that people can see it. Share the picture with us, please. And then when we get the hold of the video, we can show the video. Can we share the screen?
Yes. 1 minute. Here, Mr. Kesh, 1 minute.
We don't see it yet. We are still waiting.
Yes. 1 minute.
Oh my God, you're a 7-month-born child. You do everything so fast.
Maybe it's the nighttime, that's what.
Or is it too early?
No. This is the platform.
Yeah, we have to have the picture. We don't see it. You haven't shared it yet, Arman.
I cannot share it. That's what I'm trying to do. It's not allowing me to share.
What do you mean?
Host have to allow me to share.
Vince, Rick,
Okay, 1
bring
minute.
it back set again that nobody can jump in with anything.
Okay.
Please share.